Hey everybody, welcome back. We're talking basic introductions to probability and what probabilities and percentages mean. So we're going to go through the two big ideas, and then I'm going to have you try a couple of problems, and then we'll talk about them, try a couple more problems, and go from there. So first big idea, probability. What probability is a long-term relative frequency. So if you do something a bunch, this is going to be the number that you approach. It's always going to be between 0 and 1. Why? Because you can't have a probability that happens more than 100% of the time. And again, notice here, short term, it's unpredictable. You're going to get streaks, you're going to get runs, it's going to be crazy. But in the long term, you're going to come back to what that probability is. So that is something else going on. That's also part of the reason why in sports, if somebody normally hits 300 in baseball and they're doing like hitting 400 for a while, it's going to come back, because if they're truly a 300 hitter, they got to come back down to 300. That's also what the Sports Illustrated curse is, but I'll let you look that up on Google yourself. The law of large numbers, and this says simulated probabilities tend to get closer to its probability, closer to the true probability, as the number of trials increase. In other words, the more you do something, the closer to that true probability you're going to hit. So the best way to figure out what the true probability is that you have to have lots and lots of trials. You can't look at short-term games. Going back to baseball, it's like one of those times somebody on opening day hits 2 home runs. So at the end of 162 games, they're on pace to hit 324 home runs. Is that actually going to happen? No, because you need more trials on that. All right, so take a second and pause here. Do the ones here. Let's take a look at number 1. Go through and answer these. You've got 2, 4, 6 different probabilities that you're going to put in to these different explanations and give an example. I'll see you in a second. All right, so which one? Outcome is impossible. That has to be the 0, right? Now, you can't write down Mr. Hayes getting a date because I am married, but an example would be rolling a 7 on a fair die. Okay, you can't get a 7 on a die that's 1 through 6. No way to do it. The outcome is certain. It will happen every single trial. That would be your 1. It's going to happen every single time. For example, rolling a 1 through 6 on a fair die. If there's only the options of 1 through 6, you're always going to roll a 1 through 6. So there's that. The outcome is very unlikely, but it will occur every once in a while if you do it long enough. That, of course, is the Bears winning a playoff game, said the Packer fan. And the last but not least, the outcome is happens more often than not, but doesn't occur every single time. So if it happens more often than not, it has to be more than 50%. So that would be an option of the 0.6. So, with the sun being seen here in West Chicago, probably 60% of the days we have the sun pop out sometime. Now, we're going to go down and check here in the Wheel of Fortune. Try this problem after you hit pause, and then we're going to come back and talk through those. All right, so the first one. There's a 1 out of 9 chance, or 11.1% chance that you're going to hit a bankrupt. And what does that mean? After many, many, many spins on the Wheel of Fortune wheel, the percent of time spinning a bankrupt approaches 11.1% in the long run. In fact, that's the phrase that pays today, in the long run. Now, there are ways to figure it out in terms of the pieces we'll talk about in the future, but for right now, if I tell you the probability is 11.1, then you know that that's what's going to happen in the long run. Now, along the same lines, if somebody's worried they spun 9 spins and they didn't hit bankrupt, somebody's worried, oh no, am I going to hit bankrupt? No. Remember, streaks are possible. It's perfectly fine. So in this case here, probability is unpredictable in the short term. You don't have to worry about hitting a bankrupt on the 10th spin. But it will eventually happen. And that's what we're going to talk about this unit. So with that being said, hit the like button, subscribe, and all that other stuff. I've got some other videos for you up here to go check out, and we'll see you next time.